Hey everybody, it is December 3rd, 2025, and I am doing Queen, A Kind of Magic. Kind of, I don't know if obscure album is the right one from Queen, but it is definitely not one that you wouldn't be the first one. It's not news of the world. Definitely not something that not the album that's most likely going to come to mind when you hear the band Queen. Um, Now, this was my first Queen album. Not my introduction to Queen at all. Obviously I had known, We Are the Champions, Another One Bites the Dust, all those song Killer Queen, all those Queen songs, all those Queen anthems since I was, that big. So, but this was my first actual Queen album. And, it's kind of funny because eventually I'll do News of the World, but when they do that Family Guy episode where Stewie's terrified of the robot, I think that was a normal thing that had to have freaked other people out because it freaked me out. My cousin was an artist and he painted that and it absolutely freaked me out too. I remember I think when I was little, I'm just looking it up. News of the World came out in '77. I would have been 3. Makes sense. Yeah. I don't think I would go into his room because he had painted it. He was a really good artist. And he had painted it. It was perfect, and it freaked me out. But this was my first actual Queen CD. I actually have never had a. I don't think I have any. Even now, I don't think I've ever had any Queen vinyl. But once again, when I sold my collection, but I have it on good old Windows Media Player or digitally, however I want to listen to it. But I really like this album because I like the movie Highlander. I'm a big sci-fi guy, so I remember hearing this song with the show Highlander, and I was always more a fan of the movie than the show. But I think I must have seen the show first because that's how I found out this song came around. And then I watched the movie and I liked the movie better. But at any rate, this I think is a good album. I think it's a pretty good album. This is kind of, I hate to say the lull of Queen, but after 80, 81, after the Flash Gordon album, they start to dip. And I was looking at Wikipedia and whatnot as far as record sales. And really, at that point, I don't even know if they sold 500,000 copies of Flash Gordon in the U.S., but they don't hit platinum again. They sell 500,000 copies of the albums in the early 80s, including this one. But yeah, they're definitely they're not in their glory as they once were. I think it's a shame. I think music trends changed and people did associate Queen with the '70s. They associated Queen with disco with another one, Bites the Dust. And really kind of like Kiss with I Was Made for Loving You. That was very difficult for them to escape that. But I think this was a pretty strong album. Now, I have this single, the Flash Gordon single, and I believe that sold well. The album didn't sell well, but I do think that single sold well. It's probably more successful than the movie. So I'm guessing that was the thought process behind this. Is let's do the soundtrack for Highlander, and maybe we'll hit at least a couple of good singles. And the funny thing is, the song that's probably most known off this album is one of my least favorites, and it wasn't even on from Highlander. It went to Iron Eagle. Johnny Lawrence loves that movie. I love that movie. If you never saw Iron Eagle, you gotta watch Iron Eagle's Dio. Is it Hiding the Rainbow is on that album? Or on that soundtrack too? I think it's Hiding the Rainbow. I believe it's Hide in the Rainbow. Let's look up. Why not? What do we have to do? What are we doing here? Let's look it up. I got good old Wikipedia here, but I believe it's soundtrack. Man, I love that you just pulled that right up. One Vision, Queen, Hide in the Rainbow from Dio. Nice. Very obscure Dio song. It's okay. Nothing bad. Nothing great, but anyway, so back to a Kind of Magic. So I'll go through and rank this again. I do like this album. I don't think anybody ever. I never really heard. This was one where last night I did kind of look and see people's rankings of it, and it was all kind of like, yeah, it's good. It's no, nobody was like, that album sucks. So, but anyway, okay. So we start off with and I'm doing the original album version with 9 tracks. It's been released, multiple times over, and there's a song called Forever, which is the basically a piano version of Who Wants to Live Forever. I'm not including that. So, One Vision, this is the one that was on Iron Eagle. Good song, very good song, but it never did it. This one never did anything for me. This is a song that people probably know the most off this album. I give that one a 3. Kind of Magic is like, kind of got a nice groove to it, a little, I don't know, jive to it, back to the 80s terms. Kind of Magic is good. That's a 4. By far, one of the best Queen songs of all time. Hauntingly beautiful. Hauntingly. I said Kind of Magic is a 4. Sorry. So One Vision's a 3. Kind of Magic is a 4. 1 Year of Love. Hauntingly beautiful song. I've loved since the second I heard it. It is a super strong 5. My God, that song is phenomenal. And plays in the background when the woman who is the forensics detective goes to find Connor McLeod, and they're in a bar, and it's just playing in the background. But my God, that song is just hauntingly beautiful. The next, so that's a strong 5. Pain is So Close to Pleasure. It's okay. It's a good song. Nothing terrible. It's a regular type song. It's a 3. Next one is Friends Will Be Friends. It's upbeat. It's fun. It's kind of everything that can go wrong, but your friends will be there for you. It's a good song. I like it a lot. It's a 5. Another one which is hauntingly a slow song, Who Wants to Live Forever. I think that one's a 5 too. It's really, really great. Give Me the Prize, Kurgan's theme. It's a hard hitting. It's powerful. It's definitely built for a villain. That one is a 5. Don't Lose Your Head. That's all right. It's okay. It's a 3. And the last song, which is kind of like that was the theme song for the series, and kind of probably the title, even though it's Kind of Magic is the name of the album, but title of Highlander, if you were going to have a title track for Highlander, Princes of the Universe, is awesome. It is a heroic, great theme. It is a 5. Average them all up, 4.2. The album's a 4. Absolutely. I will take that to the bank all day long. It is a really, really good album. Again, this is kind of in that lull of Queen where they're still doing well. They're absolutely doing well. They're still touring and doing very well. Again, they're still selling 500,000 copies of their albums as time goes on. Probably more of a touring act at this point in time, but by the time this rolls around in '86, you're starting with, you got glam metal garbage coming up, and then the regular pop and whatnot. And Queen was, it was a great rock '70s band. It kind of got lost in the shuffle. I definitely recommend this album. Kind of Magic is really good. Definitely recommend Highlander. I gotta review Highlander. I'll do all. I know there's 3. Is there a 4th one? There is a 4th movie where him and Duncan MacLeod are together, and Connor dies, which was stupid. And then they're remaking it. So maybe I'll wait for the remake and we'll just do a whole slew of them. Because, man, I tried to find couple months ago, I was going to get Highlander 2, and there's like a Renegade version. There's all these different versions. One of them is where the villains are ancient warriors or whatever. The other ones are aliens, depending on the director's cut or not director's cut. Highlander 2 is really weird. Highlander 3 just sucked. But yeah, I got to review that movie, and I absolutely have to review Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie. That movie's phenomenal. So, all right, Queen, A Kind of Magic. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't listened to this one, definitely give it a twirl. You'll like it. All right, I will see ya.